Good morning, brave adventurers, and welcome back to the channel. I am Amalgam Ash, and this is Endless Devotion, a game made by Tymmo in Smile Game Builder and submitted to the Smile Game Builder Summer 2023 Game Jam, hosted by me. I was looking forward to seeing what Tymmo would bring to this year's jam. I've greatly enjoyed Tymmo's past games, namely the adventures of Liam Davies, private investigator, and his assistant Jake. This looks to be a different style, but it is about the same characters, so let us dive right in. As Liam and Jake sit in their office, the weight of their recent triumph hangs in the air. A sense of camaraderie and accomplishment lingers between them. The soft glow of the setting sun illuminates their faces, casting gentle shadows that highlight their deepening connection. Well, mate, that was one peculiar case we just wrapped up. Living statues committing a crime? Talk about a stationary gang. Tell me about it. It was just like trying to interrogate a bunch of marble columns. Not a peep nor a blink out of them. But we managed to crack the case, didn't we? We sure did. Too bad they didn't pay. We could really use some cash. We're already late on rent. Isn't there anything else we can sell? Oh, we've resorted to selling stuff? Like what? All we've got left are our desks, chairs, and some cabinets. We need new customers or money, stat, or we might have to give up on having an office. Oh man. A friend of a friend knows someone whose second cousin, thrice removed, needs an investigator. I figured we needed more cases, so the girl who needs us should be coming over here first thing tomorrow. Thanks. I don't know where I would have been with you, Jake. Without? Don't thank me just yet. Apparently it's quite a boring case without clowns, living dolls, furries, or hobby horses this time. But beggars can't be choosers. I've been begging for a new Liam Davies game, so I'm certainly going to take what I can get. The following morning, Liam and Jake were presented with a fresh case when Charlotte visited their office. It seemed that Niall, Charlotte's betrothed, had fallen victim to a treacherous poisoning and now lay in a comatose state within the confines of a sterile hospital room. Niall got poisoned after eating a cupcake that was sent through the mail, addressed to Charlotte. First of all, Niall, don't go opening other people's mail. Second of all, Niall, don't go eating other people's mail. Third of all, Niall, don't eat things that come in the mail. I'm sorry. He deserved it. Normally I'm a little more forgiving, but Niall, you idiot. Anyways, sorry. Oh, Charlotte's pretty. Charlotte, you don't need a guy that eats cupcakes that come through the post. How about settling down with a content creator? Anyway, Charlotte, with sadness etched upon her face, gave the name of 3 suspects. Oh, she's got people targeted. She's got people listed. The 3 suspects are her best friends, who all have been acting more suspicious recently. The police started an investigation, but couldn't find any leads. No fingerprints or DNA samples were found on the delivered package. Charlotte became increasingly impatient and decided to take matters into her own hands. I wonder if she took matters into her own hands with the cupcake. It was a boyfriend intelligence test. Is my boyfriend idiotic enough to eat a cupcake that's poisoned to come in the mail? If yes, he deserves what he gets, and he fails the test. The first friend and suspect is Leona, who seemed to have taken obsessive interest in Charlotte lately. Oh. The second friend and suspect is Moriah, who Charlotte thinks sometimes is just a little bit too silent and just plain creepy. Hey, you leave Moriah alone. I'm sure she is a well-read individual with many positive qualities. And lastly, there is Gladys. Gladys is what Charlotte describes as a friend just for the sake of them knowing each other since childhood. She's just there. You know what? I've changed my mind on Charlotte. Gladys. Hi. Call me. Gladys is known to have several falling outs with Charlotte in the past and has a criminal record due to stalking her celebrity crush, among other crimes. If they're fair-weather friends, why would they have falling outs? I suppose it's best to ask Charlotte some questions before we move on to the suspects. It's too bad we can't get our hands on the cupcake or its packaging, and we can't get any information from the cops either. I do, however, know a guy who works in the city hospital who can probably give us some information on what poison was found in Niall's blood. Guy? What guy? Due to the nature of the crime and the secrecy of the investigation, evidence can only be discussed with Charlotte or Jake. The girl's responses, however, will change upon the evidence you've gathered. Welcome to the city. Use the directional keys to navigate around the city and press the enter key to enter the highlighted location. Tymmo had stated in recent memory that he actually... There were things about SGB and the RPG making process in general, involving switches and variables specifically. And he said that he didn't have a lot of knowledge around switch and variables. I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember the exact phrase, but I was surprised to learn that given the complexity of his games that he submitted. It just goes to show you can still make a lot of things even without some knowledge of this stuff. Liam's office. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. That's Liam's office. And this is doable in the engine as well. You can press escape to save. I might as well do that right now. I've got 1 out of 7 clues, 0 out of 2 endings. Status? Single. Oh god. Oh, am I stuck? Oh, return? Okay. I couldn't hit escape again or it would just open the thing again. Whereas by default it would just escape. City hospital. There's a city hospital. Charlotte's apartment. Good. And then that's Liam and Jake's office. So, any other locations I think that I was blabbing and didn't catch if there were? There may be more that unlock. Let's go ahead and go to the hospital first. The hospital is crowded, but the atmosphere is relaxed. We're supposed to wait somewhere around here. Liam, over here. Carlos, it's been a while. How have you been? It sure has been a while. Too long if you ask me. Thank you for meeting up with us. Who's this? Your new lover? Straight to the point. Oh no, this is Jake, my business partner. Alright, for a minute I was afraid you've already gotten over me. Carlos has handed over Niall's blood test results. You're not very professional, Carlos. And you're making my assistant private investigator uncomfortable. Anyway, I'm on the clock. That guy Niall was poisoned by ingesting poison hemlock. Please don't tell anyone I gave you this, and let's catch up over dinner ASAP. Carlos gave Liam a hug and just left as fast as he arrived. Your business partner? And best friend, obviously. Yeah, of course. Obviously. Go head back to the apartment. Back to the office. It's not an apartment. This is a rented space. Just another day at the office. You can review all gathered evidence in the office or talk to Jake about where to go next. Let's look at our stuff first. Business first. Let's look at the room. The soft glow of LED lights illuminates the room, casting a cool ambience. There's not much furniture left. The men had to sell most of their inventory just to pay rent. Handsome guy? Check. Office space? Check. Now the only thing it's missing is some inventory, like computers and stuff. Let's look at Jake. You can see Jake, your captivating assistant in his late 20s, whose dark hair cascades effortlessly, framing his chiseled features. His eyes, deep pools of midnight, hold a glimmer of untold stories and the promise of adventure. Dressed in a tailored suit that molds to his form, Jake exudes a timeless elegance. But ever since meeting up with Carlos, you're stuck with Jake's moody side. Yeah. Let us return for now. Let's go to the interrogation room. Nothing happened, so that's fine. We don't have anybody to interrogate. Let's talk. Time's ticking, mate. We need to start unraveling this web of secrets. Let's pay a visit to Charlotte and Niall's apartment, see what lies hidden beyond those closed doors. All right. And let's examine the blood test. According to the blood report, Niall ingested poison hemlock. And that's all for now. We can go ahead and go to explore the city. Well done, well done. I like the menu. We have similar menus in the past games as well. Let's go to Charlotte's apartment. Thank you for helping me. Name whatever price you want me to pay for your services. Well, at this point, you know, I would say like dinner. You have to pay, of course. I'm broke, but it's gonna have to be cold hard cash. There's no option. We're literally going to get kicked out of our business space. It's going to be taken over by a spirit of Halloween if we don't come up with some dosh soon. So I'd like to look. Charlotte is a woman in her early 30s with pink hair and green eyes, wearing a pensive expression, her sadness evident in her eyes. Her heart weighs heavy as her beloved boyfriend is facing an illness, causing her distress and concern. Despite her vibrant appearance, her emotions reveal the depth of her current struggle and the immense love she holds for her partner. Is there anything else you need to find out who did this? The art style is mature compared to the last games. I'm always going to love the comic-y style of the previous games. Like, I love that. Love that hand-drawn custom art. The art used there is brilliant. But it seems like the writing has kept pace with the maturation of the art. The writing is more mature as well. Not that it wasn't mature, it actually fit perfectly with the art in the last games. I guess we'll talk. And let's talk about Niall. Niall is my boyfriend of 8 years. We were supposed to wed next year. I wish I was the one who ate that forsaken cupcake. Niall doesn't deserve this. Talk about Leona. Leona is my rock. We've been friends since we met 6 years ago, and she's a total sweetheart. I don't know why she would want to hurt me, but there have been some instances where I've caught her wearing my clothes. It's worth noting that we are friends, but I've never been to her house before. Moriah. There's not much I can say about Moriah. She's a sweetheart, but not very talkative. Sometimes when she comes over, she just likes to silently sit on the couch for hours while she listens to us talking. And Gladys. Gladys is, in my opinion, the most likely to harm Niall. 10 years ago, we had a bit falling out after I said something about her favorite singer, Lorenzo Love. And she didn't take that well. Is there anything else you need to find out who did this? Let's discuss the blood report. How did you get that report? Isn't that confidential information? I must apologize. You're an investigator. It only makes sense you know where to get information. How about love letter? The police took the cupcake and the wrapping. Other than that, these love letters are the only hints I have. We've received dozens of them over the last few years. Although Niall and I don't know who they are meant for, it doesn't state a name on the envelope and the writer didn't sign them with a name. Love letters are added to your list of evidence. All right, we're going to return. Let's move back to the city. We're going to go back to our... Oh, it's only a couple of weeks ago. I got assaulted on the streets by a masked maniac with a bat, and now this? Maybe it's just coincidence. So somebody... I would say somebody attacked Niall to be able to have exclusivity with Charlotte, but I don't think that is the case since the cupcake was meant for her, unless that they knew that Niall was going to eat it because he's the big dumb. Certainly they didn't think that she was dumb enough to just eat a cupcake sent through the mail. Nobody's that dumb. But let's look at the evidence. We're going to look at the love letters. These love letters were sent to Charlotte and Niall's address, but the sender is unknown. That's it. That's all I get to know about them. They might not be for Niall. They might be to Charlotte. But so far, I don't know enough about the three suspects to understand which one of them would either covet Charlotte for themselves or want Niall out of the picture. Of course, I am purposefully ignoring the huge major fact that the cupcake was sent to Charlotte. I guess we could try to go to somebody else's apartment. And indeed, Leona's apartment has been unlocked, so we can continue our investigation here. Isn't it awful what happened to Niall? I'd do anything to make Charlotte feel happier again. What would you like to look at? We're going to look at Leona. Leona is a blonde woman in her early 30s. They close their eyes. I'm like, I'm going to examine you now. Close your eyes and stand still. And then I just walk around them in a circle with my notepad. With crystal blue eyes and a seemingly unremarkable appearance. That is mean. Albeit a carbon copy of Charlotte. There is an air of simplicity about her, as if she leads an unassuming life. Though she may not stand out at first glance, her genuine warmth and approachable demeanor make her a welcoming presence to those around her. Well, she hasn't dyed her hair pink, so I don't think she's that obsessed with her. Leona's apartment eerily mirrors Charlotte's. From layout to decor, uncanny resemblances in furniture, colors, and details create a perplexing connection between the two, blurring reality and sparking intrigue. Is there anything else you'd like to examine? Oh! This is new. I really like that. I really, really like that. We get an interactive investigation scene mechanic. Someone seems to write Leona threatening letters for trying to expose a secret. It doesn't say who wrote them or what secret Leona is trying to expose. It's a comb with a strand of pinkish hair. But wait, Leona's hair isn't pink at all. The pink strand of hair has been added to your list of evidence. It's a love letter. For Charlotte? Checks out. It's a candid photograph of Charlotte. Who doesn't have pictures of their friends just casually laying around their house? A picture of Charlotte and Niall. It's like Leona thinks she's Charlotte, or wants to be. So, from Leona's window, you can see Charlotte and Niall's building. I wonder if Charlotte knows there's a copy of her house across the street, her own home away from home. I wonder if I found everything there is to find there. We need to talk. Did Charlotte say anything about me? Tell her I said hi if you see her again, and please let's keep my interior and decoration choices between us. I'm actually not done with you. I'm not done with you. I'd like to know what you think about Niall. Niall is such a sweetheart. Oh, glad. Charlotte's appeared over the top, but that's a bug. I was devastated when I heard about the poison. He might not be the brightest man on earth, he's not, but I would never wish Niall any harm. Let's talk about Leona. When I look at Charlotte, I see myself, a more successful version, but myself nonetheless. We often get mistaken for sisters. I wonder if she thinks of me often. There's not much I can say about Mariah. She doesn't talk much, but when she speaks, it's usually only out of necessity. Gladys is the weird friend everyone needs in their life. I don't want to gossip, but I know she and Charlotte have had fights in the past, but they weren't extreme enough to make Gladys wanting to poison Charlotte. Alright. I think we've done everything here. Let's go back and examine the... I don't want to examine the pink hair. I think I'll... What's down here? Is this the next one? Yes, Mariah's apartment. We're going to talk to Mariah. What would you like to look at? Mariah herself. Mariah is a reserved and introverted individual with gentle brown hair and warm, soulful brown eyes. Her quiet and shy nature conceals a rich inner world, making her a mystery waiting to unfold. Despite her reserved demeanor, she possesses a unique depth and sensitivity that draws others in, inviting them to discover the hidden beauty within her. How lovely. Let's look at the apartment. Mariah's bedroom is a charming mess with clothes, books, and sketches scattered across the room. Amidst the chaos, a sense of comfort lingers, reflecting her introspective soul. Now the room, please. I'm sorry, but I don't feel comfortable with two men going through my belongings. I'd like you to leave when you're ready. I'd like to talk to you about Niall. He was always kind to me. He made me laugh. I long to see Charlotte's reaction when she discovers Leona's feelings for her. Charlotte is my friend. That's it. Gladys? I don't want anything to do with her. Return. I'd like you to leave when you're ready. We'll leave now. We'll get out of here. I wonder if you poisoned... Perhaps you have feelings for Leona, and you poisoned, or attempted to poison Charlotte, so that Leona, who is absolutely obsessed with Charlotte, would be over her. But your plan went awry when the dumbass boyfriend ate the cupcake instead. Hi, Gladys. You want to hear about the gospel of Lorenzo love? I'm kidding. Tell me what you need to know. First, we're going to look at you. In her late 20s, Gladys charms with long pink hair, captivating blue eyes, and an ever-present infectious smile that brightens any room she enters. Let's look at your house. It's a charming space and it exudes a delightful old-fashioned charm. The walls are adorned with a nostalgic collection of Lorenzo Love memorabilia, capturing her deep admiration for the past. I wonder if he's supposed to be like a crooner. Like, I don't know, one of the Rat Pack almost, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra type. Examine the room. You have a baseball bat. Didn't Charlotte mention being attacked by a masked stranger with a bat a while ago? It's a torn picture of Charlotte. It's a cat toy. It looks familiar. Where have we seen this one before? This is an Easter egg. It's a coat rack, all right. This door leads out to the garage. It's a picture of Gladys with a sailboat in the background. Upon further inspection, it appears that Lorenzo Love is on that sailboat. Gladys never disappoints when it comes to her love for Lorenzo. She keeps her Lorenzo Love magazine cuttings in this drawer. That's where she keeps her shoes. And it looks like a doom pile. But there's nothing of interest here. What is a doom pile? Is the rug looking suspicious, or have we gone out of leads? We've ran out. The stairs lead to Gladys' bedroom. Besides your bed and several shrines for Lorenzo, there's nothing worth citing here. I see. What is this? It's a regular light switch. Okay. No, it's not. It's not the rug. Not the rug. Okay. 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 All right. Let's continue our investigation. The music that plays is so ominous. I'd like to talk to you about Niall. Niall is an idiot, but a lovable one. If you squint your eyes and look at him from a distance, he kind of looks like Lorenzo. Oh, God. We've just put a new dimension on this. Okay, I know that poison cupcake was meant for Niall, but hear me out. Who now suddenly has more time alone with Charlotte? Exactly. Let's talk about Leona. Oh, you were talking about Leona. That girl is trouble. I took her to one of Lorenzo's concerts and she didn't even clap. She belongs in prison. Wow. Charlotte, hear me out. Charlotte deserves to suffer every now and then. That wretch called Lorenzo a talentless hack. But my plan to make her suffer is for the long term, not a short term. I believe that you attacked her with the baseball bat, but I don't think you sent the poison cupcake. I like the jams. Do come back soon. I want to show you my Lorenzo Love collection. So all the girls are odd, and it's likely one of them is indeed responsible for harming Niall. But who could it be? If we could only examine Mariah's apartment. Oh, I don't know. Why don't you ask Carlos? Jake. Before Liam could even reply, Liam left the office. I think Jake left the office. Later that evening, Liam received a phone call from a distressed Charlotte. Mariah's unconscious body was found in a public bathroom. Mariah's been taken to the hospital and details are sparse for now. Now is the best time to take a closer inspection of her apartment. It's best to leave Jake out of this. I don't want him to be guilty of trespassing. Sometimes you have to bend the rules a bit when it comes to solving crime. Without any second thoughts, Liam rushed to Mariah's apartment. Luckily for Liam, the door to Mariah's apartment wasn't even locked. That was easy. That means it's only entering instead of breaking and entering. That's not even half a crime. Well, obviously the first thing we're going to do is examine the underwear on the floor. It's underwear. It appears to be the exact same style as the one Niall received. Why would Mariah send Niall her underwear? Why would she? He received underwear? I think I missed out on that clue. It's a picture of the four girls together. It's a picture of some guy wearing a cowboy hat. Is it that? Yeah, I think. Okay. It's the door to the bathroom. There's nothing there but towels and makeup. A Polaroid of Niall. Why would she have printed selfies of Niall? The Polaroid's been added to your list of evidence. It's a self-portrait. She's looking stoic, which seems to be her thing. She looks pretty, though, like an ancient Greek statue. There's just a bunch of makeup stored here. There's a note that looks like it says Charlotte, though. It's a bunch of paper scraps with Charlotte's name on it, all written in a different style. And I'll need a key to open that. Oh, man. Oh, man. The lamp looks dated, but all the girls have one like it in their home, so maybe it's my taste that's dated. Maybe it's my taste that's dated. There's mail on the floor. There's not much of interest here. More dirty underwear laying on the floor. This girl needs to step her cleaning game up. This door leads to the living room, but there's hardly anything worth mentioning there. It's just the bare necessities. Nothing but clothing and shoes in the closet. Not much to see here. It's just your reflection. Thanks, game. Appreciate that. I feel like there could be a key hidden somewhere, but I don't think we're going to find it, huh? Yeah, I think we're pretty much done here. Alright, we'll stop investigating for now. One night has passed. After reconciling, Jake and Liam anxiously sit at their desks, tension thick in the air. The sound of a key turning in the office door interrupts their silence. I do want to, really quick, interject with information. Tymmo originally planned for this to have a lot more text, like much more be a visual novel style game. And he took out a lot of text. So I think for this jam version, so I think if you keep an eye on this perhaps will be updated, or we shall see a different version of this game, perhaps in another engine. I'm not quite clear on what the next steps for it will be, but whatever it is, I'm looking forward to seeing that next step, those updates. Because I actually really like visual novels, and I like this unfolding story, this lore between our characters. They hear someone yelling from the other side of the door. I've had enough of this. You're months behind on the rent, and I demand an explanation. Mr. Harrington, we're working on it. We've hit a rough patch, but we'll sort it out, we promise. Absolutely, Mr. Harrington. We're hot on the trail of a breakthrough. Just give us a little bit more time, please. I've heard enough excuses, boys. You can't hide from your responsibilities forever. I'm coming in to collect my rent. Hand it over, or you can say goodbye to your little detective agency. Jake and Liam exchange alarmed glances before they exchange a silent agreement. That's not legal, sir. You need to give us notice, unless it was in the contract. Jake, it's time for Plan B. Quick, to the air ducts. Right you are, Liam. Let's give Mr. Harrington a surprise he won't soon forget. Jake and Liam scramble out of their chairs and make a beeline for the back of the office. They exchange a glance, then disappear into the air ducts, stifling their laughter. Their voices carry from inside the ducts. You can't catch us now, Mr. Harrington. We're one step ahead. This is ridiculous. I won't be ignored. It is a little ridiculous, but it's funny. As his yelling continues, his words fall on deaf ears. Jake and Liam navigate the labyrinthine ducts, leaving their landlord in a state of disbelief. Detectives hiding in air ducts. What madness is this? Oh my god. After having fled their office, we now have to move through the air ducts. I cannot believe that this is a gameplay element. Holy crap. Tymmo has outdone himself with this one. What happens if we try to go back? Nothing. It's not optional. This is amazing. This is hilarious. It's a duct moving scene. But as much as I would love to encapsulate this into a single episode, it appears that we're going to have to do a first and break this adventure up into a second part. So, out of time for now, thank you so much for watching. Comment anything you'd like down below. And thank you so much, Tymmo, for this amazing new Jake and Liam experience. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then, have a great rest of your day. And bye for now.